What is up, guys, and welcome to the second episode of the push-up. Today I'm simply going to be taking you through my upper B workout, which is the second upper body workout in obviously my 4 workout training split at the moment. So without further ado, let's jump into that now. So starting a workout off with the barbell overhead press. This is the movement that I pretty much dedicate all of my current shoulder development to, because it's something I've done a lot in previous off seasons, but really want to push it up this time. You're seeing the second set here in the rep range of 6 to 9, and I believe it was 50 for a set of 8. This is going to shoot back up. I think 60 for 11 is my all-time PR. So hoping to, in the coming months, surpass that far and beyond. I think I'm quite a genetically strong overhead presser, because I'm doing 50 times 8 at a body weight of 70 kilos. It's not too bad. So the hammer strength row machine is absolutely insane for my body biomechanics. Basically, when you see my elbows come back into that fully shortened position, my back is lit up like a Christmas tree. I can feel this all down my rhomboids, my traps, my lats, just the whole back. Basically feels like I'm pulling a back pose on stage. Really think this is going to be a good movement for just overall back development. Looking forward to getting 3 to 4 plates on each side and really seeing how far I can push it. So next up is the incline dumbbell press, and the race to the 50 kgs is very much on. Me and my mate Tom Bridges are having a little competition to see who can be the first one to push 50 kg dumbbells on the incline in the sort of acceptable 4 to 6 range, that kind of thing. Like the first one to get some decent reps with some decent form with that kind of weight. Really seeing some nice progression on this movement. It's a little bit lower than where I was at the end of prep just because I took a deload, but it's shooting back up, so should be able to progress that very nicely. If you're having trouble with lateral shoulder development, try a crucifix cable lateral raise. It's absolutely insane. The affinity for overload is really good because you can add really small increments to the weight stack, go really high reps and get a really good contraction. Put the bench at a slight incline and you'll find yourself in a much better position than just lying flat, because you can actually pull sort of straight back. Overall fantastic. I feel like this is really going to add a nice little bit of cat to my shoulders if I can progress the weight nicely over the off season. Lat pull downs next, with a slow eccentric, lengthening the lat until I feel it fully lengthened, and then pulling back to about an inch above the chest to avoid unnecessary shoulder rotation. Again, 2 sets in the 10 to 15 and then 6 to 9 rep range. Pretty much just a standard lat exercise. Get a really good mind muscle connection on this, which I think with the back especially is very important for pulling movements. Not let your bicep take over. Sped up to 2 times. It's not just me repping it like a retard. This is the hammer strength bench machine. Got this in because I want a flat pressing movement to aid in assistance to the bench press, and obviously a bench press machine is a fairly similar mechanical pattern. Really good contraction again. I feel like if I come slowly down and then explode up, I get a really good contraction. First time I've actually weight progressed a bicep exercise, and I think this is going to do absolute wonders in this off season for progressing my overall arm development. The barbell bicep curl with a slight bit of elbow flexion at the top to allow for a better squeeze. Not much to say about this. Progressing it in a similar rep range to other muscle parts, and really hoping that this will be an overall mass builder throughout the rest of the off season. So last workout you saw me doing the tricep dip machine from Hammer Strength. This rotation is literally just a bodyweight dip, aiming for sort of the 10 to 20 rep range, making it as hard as yourself as possible, aiming to fail in that rep range. Just the only reason I'm not doing the machine again, because I do feel that is a better contraction, is just because I want to avoid overuse and stalling out and not recovering fully from the slightly different motion path of that machine. So onto a horribly filmed, horrible angle, single arm lateral dumbbell raise. Literally just got this in to add a bit more lateral head volume from the crucifix raise, and a bit of metabolic work, because it's in the 20 to 30 rep range. Get a pretty good contraction, definitely a lot better than when I do double arm variation of the exercise. Final chest exercise is a single set of an incline fly machine. Now, the point I want to make about this is when trying out a new machine in the gym, make sure you try like all the different settings and the different angles to find the one that fits your body the most. The first time I tried this, I hated it. It felt like my tiny twig arms were about to snap, but after adjusting the seat the full way up and holding the handles at a slightly different angle, I found that I can get a really good solid contraction over the top of my chest. So yeah, just got this in because I like to have a fly movement as well as some pushing movements, but I don't want to add too much volume. The hammer variation for my biceps this time is a benched rope curl. Not the biggest fan of this exercise, looking for another exercise to replace it, as I already have the seated hammer curl as my exercise on the other one, and I've said before, I'm really trying to avoid exercise overuse, because something I've done in previous off seasons is just every single upper body session, so that would work out to 3 times every 7 days, I'll be doing the same exercise, and that burns out very quickly and recovery becomes inhibited. So in that same vein, the push down here, instead of a rope this time, is with a flat bar, so I'm doing it with a fully pronated grip rather than a neutral grip with the ropes. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's rounding off the full upper B workout of my 4-session training split. So in this final part of the video, I just want to talk about where I am. It's only been a week obviously since the last one. I feel like these episodes are going to be a lot less frequent, maybe like once every kind of 3-4 weeks. And the main content in them will kind of be just videos of PRs, talking about if I change my training split, that kind of thing. But obviously now I want to get these first 4 videos out that show the actual first training split, and then in previous updates of training splits we'll probably just do one whole video on an outline of exercises rather than this kind of format. But just think there's an area here just to give a big overview, because I don't think exercise selection will change massively for like quite a long time. I think sticking with the basics is going to be what reaps me the most rewards at the moment, just getting a good foundation. So in terms of weight, average weigh-in now is 70 kilos flat pretty much. Last week it was 69.7, so fantastic 0.3 kilo progression. Don't feel body composition has changed at all. Yeah, it's just a slow process now. It's weight is under control, food's at a good place, appetite is in check. I feel like 3,400 calories at the amount of steps. Like, yeah, I could eat a lot more, but I feel fine, like satiated, and that tends to basically keep my weight level. And then every so often, you know, life, you do something where, say you go out for a sushi buffet like I did the other day, that boosts your daily calories above. So that's where like my slight amount of weight gain is coming from, and I feel, because I do around 20,000 steps a day just because I'm quite an active person, and obviously I'm out here in Italy, so I've got the opportunity to be out in beaches and the sun all the time, so always moving around. I'm obviously unemployed, that helps. So yeah, that's why my maintenance is probably around 3,400, isn't so ridiculous. So I've actually seen, I think it's Greg O'Gallagher, Kino Body, does this kind of method where I'm not really doing it, I am trying to progress weight all the time, but where you just eat at maintenance, and then whenever a social opportunity or something like that comes up, just go ham, just put the weight on that way and really enjoy life to the fullest and worry a bit less about stuff like that. But yeah, training's going fantastically. Obviously it's a very new mesocycle, I'm only 3 weeks in, but every session, every set has been progressed or equaled, and that's fantastic. And I highly accredit this to like a low volume approach. There's a study that came out literally in the last few weeks, I think it was Brad Schoenfeld or Menno Henselman, one of the two, showing that you literally don't need that much if you're training to failure, and like a proper amount of failure. Groups that trained with like 5 to 10 working sets to failure of like high loads, good targeting, mind-muscle connection movements, got as much if not more gains than people in a 15 to 20 rep range. Obviously, and these were on like trained athletes, which is important because beginners obviously respond a lot differently. And yeah, that's so I tend to aim for 12 to 15 because I still, the weight's just kind of light enough that I think I can get away with that, and I'm not doing purely compounds, I'm doing like isolations just for like shape and like full muscle development. So really not hammering my CNS with just useless movements and just like sticking to the basics, progressing them week on week. I feel like this is going to lead to some really good growth over the next few weeks. So the next episode will be coming probably about a week from now again, similar kind of schedule, and I'll be taking you through lower A of my workout split. And yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, which most of you probably do because you're just my friends and family, most likely, yeah, you'll see like most like deadlift and squat PRs and like bench PRs and that will just kind of be going up on a story, like sort of just haphazardly as I feel, but I will be starting to put them at either the start or the end of the video, just a little section just going through some of the PRs just to keep them all in one place so I can look back like month to month to month and know exactly where I was with what kind of form and all of that. So this series is kind of as much for me to keep accountable to myself as it is to, like, you know, put out content for you guys. So really appreciate if you've made this far. Thank you so much for watching, and I will probably put out an If It Fits Your Macros full day of eating video before I do the next one of this series, so I will see you in that. Thanks very much.